in a cloud of vapor.
Hopefully, I don't look
We're
like
live.
a Duke light box.
What's up, bitches? Team Nocturnal. Ben, are you gonna do us an intro, or are you gonna kill yourself? Welcome to Team Noct. Boom.
Yeah, I'll do the intro.
Team Nocturnal is streaming LTE and some hash on tap. Was that what it says?
That's awesome.
Do you see it? Did you get a notification for it?
I love fucking Now on Tap. Now on Tap's my bae.
Wait, no. I got a pop-up for Team Nocturnal. It says Team Nocturnal's live streaming LTE and some hash on the side.
Hash for life, man. I got some amazing dabs right now.
That's what it says on the phone. Whoa.
Ben, for sure, fucking get back onto a hotspot there, bud.
He's got the auto-tune turned on.
Well, to hang out. Brought to you by
That shit was all choppy then, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. It was all twangy and shit.
Yeah.
Like, he was singing a country song.
He's got the voice fucking encoder, the little tube. Like Zap and Roger. It'll be Zap, Ben, and Roger. California.
Man, you gotta get
That's
one
bad
auto-tune.
coverage.
That's that country auto-tune for you.
Except for the country truck. So,
Bandwidth.
would you want to talk about, Morgan? Was it not the LTE stuff you want to bring up? Or
Right.
was it-
Oh no. We were gonna we were just about to talk about the Galaxy S6 and how bad TouchWiz is.
Oh my God, yeah.
It's funny because, and I hate making excuses for companies. TouchWiz was so bad that now, like, the current revision of it is so much better that people are willing to just be like, you know what, fuck it. Like, we got rid of the water drops, we got rid of all these horrible elements of UI. We are okay with this. But when you really compare it to, like, the new standard, like, look at Marshmallow versus fucking TouchWiz, dude, it's fucking horrendous. It's still bad. It might be a lighter footprint of bad, but it's still bad. Like, if someone tells you you have shit, you don't just keep polishing it. You just get something new. You don't polish turds. It's and like the square icon, like, oh my god, it's so bad.
You know what annoys me the most, bro? The fucking whistle notification. Every time I hear that fucking whistle, it's like, go.
Yeah, they got rid of that.
Who's got the fucking Samsung? Oh, I was on the S6. I hear it all the fucking time.
Really?
Work. Oh my god.
Oh, you're right. They still have that. Yeah, you're right. Oh, that's so bad. Yeah, for sure no whistles, and for sure no drops or water splashes. Like, how about just some solid, like, AOSP on its own has the best, in my opinion.
You want to hear the touch tones I added to a ROM, my ROM? Just so I can get this thing, this second turns up a little bit. Alright, so let me lock it real quick. This is the lock. Oh wait, is it the speaker doing it? Hold on. Okay, it's this one. Here we go. That's lock.
Oh, that satisfying click.
And listen. Unlock. And then when I tap shit, this is the one that people were complaining about though.
Really? I love it.
I like that.
Yeah, that's nice.
Better than the freaking that water, all god awful water drop sound.
So this isn't standard. This isn't. It's my ROM. You know, I put it on here. I like those sounds.
And it's funny because you can literally see the stages of engineering. Like the S5, they had the right idea with hardware, but the fucking software was still the old like S4 style. We still had water drops.
This is the standard shit when you first install it.
Not bad. It's still better than Samsung.
Yeah, this is shit I found on the internet in China. From China.
From China, man.
And so the Chinese and their bootleg ringtones.
So just think about this. Like, now that we have the second revision, we still have the old look. We still have orange squares for contact icons. We still have these horrendous colors. But the hardware, they nailed it. Like, S6 hardware, if you had 6.0 stock Marshmallow running on the S6, I wouldn't be buying the new Nexus. I wouldn't. It has a better camera. it has a better fucking chipset, the Exynos or Xenos. It still outperforms the best from Qualcomm. Like, people will want to refuse that, but horsepower for horsepower, it still beats the brakes off of them. So if they could couple that with decent software, I would stick with Samsung. I'm saying it right now. I would stick with Samsung. It has all the features I want. It has every bit of horsepower I could ever want from a phone with a 14 nanometer chip. But it doesn't. I'm going to be stuck with this forever. I'm going to be stuck with 5.1 for fucking at least a year. At least. I'm never going to see Marshmallow on this phone. So for that reason, it is now on Craigslist, and I'm going to be buying the fucking new Nexus. Because even I would rather trade that little bit of horsepower gap for ROMs, for software, good updates, and no orange squares. 0 orange squares. Not a single fucking one to be found. All new, cohesive themed. And that, yeah, fuck it, I'm out. I would love to stick around, but no.
I'm sitting right there with you, man. I agree with you 100% with the, I mean, and seeing you've got a carrier, where you are that I'm sure you probably get updates a hell of a lot faster than what I do. Today, I have just now got the notification for 5.1.1 through AT&T on my S6.
Well, that's only because I have Root. That's only because I have Root. Remember, Rogers and Win, they all haven't updated to 5.1. There's one OEM in one carrier in, I think it's Quebec, and they released a 5.1 ROM. So we all took the fucking bootloader and modem from that. But other than that, we're still in the dark, man. You still are ahead of us. T-Mobile is the one that's killing it right now. T-Mobile is pushing out updates literally every week. They have the new OI1 build, and it's got all the shit from the Note 5. It's got the live streaming. All that shit is already out. So T-Mobile, and I think that's about it. Sprint might be okay. I don't even know.
Sprint they're okay with updates. T-Mobile is excellent with updates. They release them all the time, and they don't lock your phone down either. You can go ahead and just fucking lock the phone wherever you want, pretty much. And them people, they don't give a shit.
Yeah,
so
and you already have your money. I don't understand why.
And they have a good network. Today I did an LTE test. Well, we'll get to that a minute later. But go ahead. Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna say. The vanilla. I used to like, Sense and all that shit back when it was new. I was like, oh, it's cool, it's different. And I didn't really like AOSP that much because it didn't have all the features. But then now I go to AOSP, I'm like, well, I can just add these features I want and make it how I want it and then call it a day. And I don't have to deal with, updates. I can update whenever the fuck I want to update, and it's that. It's my shit, and
update it to a point where you use it, and then that's it.
Yeah, I mean, I have all my phones are unlocked. I got the Nexus, a Nexus 5, Nexus 4, OnePlus One, and they're all unlocked phones. My M7 was an unlocked phone. It's international. So I had the latest, Kit Kat when it came out. I had to wait. And the same with these phones. I just do what I want pretty much, and I don't gotta wait for the carrier. I don't need carrier approval to flash anything. It's just there.
I do what I want.
It's like the iPhone. The iPhone you buy it's Apple. Nexus is Google. There's no fucking there's no adware. Like when you buy a new computer, it's all full of crap.
That's what you got. Yeah, you got to commend Apple for that, man. Apple did stick it to them, and they were really the first one to do that. Yeah.
Yeah, they keep their foot down. Now Google caved on the Nexus 6 on the Xiaomi phone, and that's bullshit. I think that's fucked up, and that phone I don't care for anyway. But I think it's stupid. So if you have a SIM card for AT&T and you fresh install this, like just set the phone up, it's automatically AT&T phone. You're screwed. You gotta set it up without a SIM card, so it doesn't detect your carrier, and then go through like crap and whatever, man.
I'm over it. Unless it's just basic Google with fast boot, I'm kind of out, man. And you know what? It'll be really interesting to see the Huawei, as I'm gonna continue to call it. I want to see what their the behind the scenes firmware is like. I want to see, are we gonna have to back up not EMS. What the fuck is that partition?
EFS?
EFS. I'm gonna see if we have to back up EFS. I want to see if it's all bundled in one. Are they gonna release fucking radio updates? Because the thing is, they still have to be compliant with Google, right? Google has them in a strong arm because I'm sure there's some fucking corporate agreement that they have to, they have to play their part for the hardware supplier. It's still gonna be their drivers, still gonna be their fucking issues. So
this is a big contract for them. I highly doubt they're gonna want to lose their contract over some stupid updates. I'm
Exactly.
pretty
And you
sure
know
they're
what?
gonna do them.
From everything that I've seen on the device, it looks like they're going to kill it because it's the premium flagship. This time around, the 5 and the 6 were released at different times. So they were truly their own independent flagships. 5 at the time was the flagship. It was the flagship up from the 4. And then the 6 came out, and that was their first entrance into the premium market. And we all know how that kind of happened. But this time, it really makes sense. You release both at the same time. You make one phone, superior in a handful of ways, better RAM, better chip, better in a whole bunch of categories, and it looks fucking really nice, and it's actually a well-designed phone. You put them up against each other. I've seen 2 or 3 different polls on Google Plus, and every single one was leaning towards the 6. And you could easily go back in time and compare the 5 and the 6, the first ones. 5 wins every time, but not this time around.
You know what? One thing I do like about them is they did not copy Apple or Samsung. Samsung, their big phone and small phone are identical. Apple's big phone and small phone is identical. Google's are 2 different fucking phones. Completely different
Totally
phones.
different.
You can't even compare the fucking things. Software-wise, yeah. Hardware, no way. It's 2 different devices completely. It's different. So that's always nice. The motherfucker doing chew. So
while we're still talking about those, what do you think? I looked at the sensor, and they are both rocking the same IMX sensor, and they are both going to have enough RAM. So do you think if people buy the 5X, are they going to be able to do a software tweak and bump it up to 240 frames per second? Because apparently...
I think that's dependent on processor. I think that's why it's like that.
You really think that 808 can compete, though? I think there's going to be some way.
I think
it will be
that
okay.
opens
Because
up
here's the thing, though. Hold on, Ben. If you have a Nexus 5 and you upgrade to the 5X, that's a huge improvement. I see a lot of people saying, "Oh, the 5X is a piece of shit. It's blah blah bullshit specs." Blah, blah. No, it's not. This is an 800. That's an 808. Okay, this is a Nexus 5 2013. That's a Nexus 5 2015. That is a upgrade. Now, that's not taking your Shamu device, your Nexus 6, as a beast, and saying, "Oh, I'm getting a Nexus 5." You're downgrading to a different kind of device, a whole different category, different ballgame. So you can't compare that because everyone's comparing those fucking phones. Now, compare Shamu to the new 6. I'm going with the new 6. I mean, besides that fucking horrible barcode scan, which I'm sure they've scanned.
I like it, man. It's growing on me.
And fix that. But I'm sure someone's gonna fucking have a scan and come out with little holes and make it look normal. But
set your features to Nexus, dude. I'm down.
That's about it. But other than that, that phone has really good specs. The camera's amazing on it. The screen's beautiful. The size is nice. It's really small. It has a really small bezel with a big screen. Same with the Nexus 5. The Nexus 5 is about 5.7, is it? I'm sorry. Is it 5.7? Yeah. No, 5.3.
5.7 inch.
Oh, is it 5.7? Okay. Or is it the 6 is 5.7?
The 6 is 5.7. The new Nexus is 5.2.
That's what it was. Okay. So the new Nexus, this is a 4.9 screen.
Yeah.
But that one has less bezel and it's a thinner phone than the 5. And then the new 6 has small bezel, thin phone as well. So the phone itself, the new Nexus 6 is comparable to, as far as size in your hand, to the OnePlus One. It's
right.
Same size as that. And the 5 is probably a little bit bigger than
I'd probably say screen size. I think it's about the same size as the Galaxy S6.
The new Nexus 5 is, yeah.
Yeah, it's the same. It's the same size as the Nexus S6, but.
And the 6 is closer to the Note. They're both the same size. The Note is a 5.7. They're both 5.7. So this is. I'm going to look it up. Note 5 compared to the 6 for dimensions.
So that's pretty much comparability, I would say. Is about that size. Let's see. Put this over here. Look at all these fucking phones going off at once. Do you hear all 3 of them?
Yeah. Ding, ding, ding.
Upgrading to Windows 10. That's cool. So,
right.
Let's see what we got here. We got.
Is that Justin?
Yeah. So then you got the G2 though, and the Nexus 5. Actually, the G2 is bigger than the Nexus 5 by just a little bit.
Spec-wise, it's a real close one. The 6P is going to be. You know what? I'm really interested to see the 6P. The Note 5 is the same, similar specs and same size screen, but it's only got a 3,000 milliamp battery, or this one's got a 3,400. Now I'm wondering, is the Exynos 7420 gonna be able to make up for that power difference? Because it is a much more power efficient chip.
I think Samsung's fine with their chips. They make their own in-house chips, like Apple with their in-house chips. They're optimized for those particular devices, you know. And where
Smart.
Qualcomm is a smart, it's a universal chip. It's like Intel. You know, we both have the 477 or the 47 chipset, you know, but your computer is totally different from my computer. We get the same processor, different fucking motherboards. So yours runs different from mine. It's the same fucking deal. It's all hardware configurations.
I
And
want to see
software.
the yeah, that would be really interesting to see. And also remember how, I mean, you said it perfectly. This thing's rocking an 800. You know, this is an old chip, and yet performance-wise, this thing keeps up with everything. So
This
I really
thing-
want to
yeah.
see
Old chip,
Android optimized for an 810.
and it's still fast as fuck.
Yeah, I want to see fucking Android on an octa-core, man. That will be interesting.
64-bit. Yeah, the new Nexus 6 is a 64-bit. Oh, he said also.
64-bit and with 3 gigs of RAM. That is also.
That's kind of weird though. I was hoping for 4 gigs.
I'm okay with 3. I
64-bit.
mean, really, there's only 1 or 2 phones out with 4.
Usually,
That's
the
dope.
64-bit standard, at least in computer tech, it's 4 gigs your minimum.
Right.
3 gigs.
But
I think
Android's
it's like 3.5 gigs you need to use it or some shit. But Android's
think about
not
that, too. The
Windows
Note-
either.
The Note 5 has a way bigger fingerprint, and it needs the extra gig, right?
Fucking Samsung. Goddamn Samsung needs a fingerprint for every fucking thing.
Yeah, they have huge fingerprints.
They don't
That's
need-
why
they don't need-
I really wish that this S6 could figure out a way to get AOSP on there with some sort of, you know, properly optimized. Because man, I'm telling you, this hardware plus AOSP would be the perfect phone. But that's never gonna happen.
Kernel source, man. If they don't get the kernel source,
See ya.
you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, Samsung's not going to release the kernel source for the S6 because you can tell Samsung is they're 100% against root. They're 100% against any kind of quote software hacking or anything. I mean, they're not going to release it. They might release it in 2 years, maybe, possibly. I don't see them doing it.
They will. They have to release it anyway by law.
Yeah, but by then,
But they
How long?
drag it out though. They keep dragging it out. They will release it eventually. They did for the S5.
well, that maybe I'll buy an S6 back then. But don't
It's
know.
never gonna be original. See,
Well,
that's the thing. Like you can get a Samsung, an HTC, whatever, and do AOSP, but it's never gonna be like a phone that's meant to run AOSP. It's never gonna be the same because
like just like we'd always put fucking AOSP on the HTC phones, but yet remember nothing ran.
we always
on
went
the
back to stock. Yeah,
stock image
Like-
onto fucking Nexus and then
like-
do tweaks in there.
Nexus and a OnePlus are meant to run AOSP software, and they run beautiful. It feels natural. When I put AOSP on a G3, G2, it gets errors after a while. You can even leave one ROM and not even flash anything else, and eventually you're gonna get bugs. They just
I've had a few ROMs of the G3 that run better, and it all happened when we had someone figured out there was some package for the RIL, the radio interface layer,
Yep.
that everyone was
Oh, yeah.
missing, and that helped big time. But still, man, you're right. Like compared to stock, you'll still see the odd derp every once in a while. A lot of cache, like cache doesn't know where to go properly. I find like something if you use an app for a while, then after a while it'll start to derp out.
Yeah, it's
I swear it's the tweaks too. Like guys think that old school tweaks that worked on KitKat can be ported upwards. Like, oh, we wipe Galvik cache every time we boot. It's like that makes no fucking sense. Like,
no, it's like the zip
nipple
line.
lining.
You can do that now, but you need to optimize. You need to change the code. It's not the same. I actually made a mistake. I don't know why or how I even got them, but when I was doing my last round, the one I'm using right now, I noticed my camera kept freezing. I was like, what the fuck? What's my camera freezing? And as soon as I opened it, it would freeze on the image. And I had to reverse the camera and restart it. And then I went and removed the nocturnal tweaks that were in there, and it's fast as shit again. It was all lagging out. I was like, why is it all slow? What the hell? It's brand new. And it was I put the wrong tweak package in there, and I had to pull it out. So before I even upload this thing, I gotta fix it anyway. But it runs fine now without that. It actually runs smooth as shit. So, I usually run AOSP ROMs for, I don't know, a good month on the same build, just to see, because you can't. I mean, if you go like, for example, CM nightlies, you flash those every night, you're never gonna see improvements because
True.
it never settles, it never sinks in. It's always fresh. So
Holy shit! Look at all these fucking networks it can work on. God damn.
it's CDMA on the list. Send me a link for that. Let me see that. Where's that on the Google's website, the store?
No, I'm looking at the Techno. I just posted the link in the Hangout.
Ah, okay, I see it.
It's Techno Buffalo Note 5. I'm actually just looking. I want to see. Okay, here we go. Width. That's what I'm looking at. So 77.8 millimeters for the Nexus 6P, so 3.06 inches, versus the Note 5 76, or exactly 3 inches wide. So it is a bigger phone. It is not as deep though. So it's a thinner phone, and it is a little bit heavier, which I would expect because it's made out of aluminum.
What the hell's that HRM sensor?
What's that?
The HRM sensor. So so Samsung has a geomagnetic sensor and an HRM sensor, extra.
Oh, that's probably heart. I'm guessing heart rate.
Oh, heart rate monitor, yeah, on the back. Okay.
Yeah, because you know everybody.
What?
Fuck with
Yeah,
okay.
you went auto
There,
tune.
dude. Yeah, cause the
Heart rate
Height-wise,
monitor. I'm guessing.
heart rate isn't. I mean, height, the size isn't that big a difference though.
No, it's very similar, and 5.7 inches. And you know what? I've held the M7, or sorry, the N5 in my hand, and it's not bad at all. It's not like what it used to be, like the old school Note. Like my mom's Note
yeah.
2 or Note 3 was like a fucking block.
Yeah, I played with the Note at T-Mobile when it first came. Well, before it came out, they had like a display. I was playing with that in the Galaxy S6
God
Plus.
damn, AT&T service fucking sucks down here, dude.
Yep.
Man, I swear to God, I'm sitting there just a talking, and then I stop and I ask a question, and everybody just still. I'm like, hello, hello.
Yeah, wait till you see the video. You're gonna see yourself all chopped up and shit.
So besides the HRM
Wait a
sensor,
minute,
it's
hold on a
also
minute.
got a geomagnetic.
Yo, wait a minute. If you go through Tim Buffalo's Galaxy Galaxy Note 5 gallery, about halfway through, they have that phone on a casting couch, man.
Yo, what?
Just go through the photos,
Are
bro.
you serious?
It's on the casting couch. Yeah, and the pen's out on the casting couch too.
I don't see any of this.
Wow.
What? Oh yeah, you do. Yeah.
That little whores over the fucking.
What the fuck? That is fucked up. So, do you want to be a model?
Side here. Just pull that pen out.
Well, here's the thing. If you want to be
That
a
is
model, you're going to have to show me your tits.
Yeah, exactly.
Show me that pen.
Need
Show me that
Samsung.
pen.
Well, if you want to be a model, you're going to have
It'll
to do
be-
this. I'm going to have to
it'll
see how
be,
you perform.
It'll be interesting to see the difference between AMOLED and Super AMOLED, because Samsung, if it's anything close to the S6 screen, high-res AMOLED, it can't be that much different.
Is
So,
Samsung going to do a super duper one next year, or
super duper AMOLED? Yeah.
are they going to call it super duper?
Although there is some features on the S6, like there's this thing where, and it's funny because there's zero documentation on it, but even if you turn off ambient light or the auto sensor, if you go into direct sunlight, like literally where you can't see your phone at all, the fucking screen will like turbocharge all the like mid-range colors, so whites all the way to like mid to dark grays, and it like pumps it up, so you can still read text on an AMOLED screen. It just boosts it up, and it only does it for a while too. Like it must really ramp something up, and it is brighter than the highest brightness, and there's no way to tap into it. It's only when the phone's in direct sun.
That's a good
I think
thing.
I remember seeing something about that. I think, if I'm not mistaken, that's part of that whole. Fuck, what's it called?
I've tested it with
Amazon,
the display
the
type.
Kindle reading thing. I think I remember seeing something about that whole Kindle thing.
Well, when you go into the display mode, you can, one actually says something about it. And it says adaptive screen, and that will basically change the color and color gamut and the the actual saturation levels depending on what you're looking at. Like it'll detect if you're watching YouTube, it'll go more of like AMOLED look. If you're just reading text, it will kind of like turn the whites into yellow. But even if you
Yeah, I
switch
don't
it to
know.
basic, even if you switch it to basic mode, the brightness will still be affected by direct sunlight. I tested it.
See, I don't know. I don't even know what mine's set on. I don't ever go into any of that shit. I figured whatever they put it on stock, I
It looks
mean, it's
great
fine with
out of the
me.
box. It looks
Of
great.
course.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Unfortunately, on 5.1, there was this shortcut. If you use Nova Launcher for the shortcut to activities, or use an app called like Shortcut Manager, basically TouchWiz you can't use activities, but you get a shortcut to an activity, and there's one buried. I can link to it for anyone that's still on 5.0 because it still works. But you could link to an activity, and it was called tablet screen mode. It was just leftover software, and you could change the screen mode to this thing called reading mode. And basically, it was sharp. It was like basic, so it was super desaturated. Like it almost looked like LCD, but the whites were still white, and it was the best. Like honestly, I actually kind of miss it. I was thinking about going back to 5.0 just for that feature, because the
So
screen looked perfect.
I just read something. You know how fingerprint phones have had security flaws?
Yep.
Either who was it? Samsung. Someone had this fingerprint stored only SD card, so you can
Yeah,
access
that's
it how you
fine.
want. And then I forgot how Apple's is stored, but it's in a fucking cloud somewhere.
Yeah, local.
So Google keeps their fingerprints in a secure trust zone that's encrypted on a protected area of the memory. So the Android 6.0 fingerprint APIs do not provide any access to the fingerprint material to apps. Fingerprint features never leave the device. They're not shared with Google or none of that shit. So basically,
It's legit.
if your phone falls in the fucking water, your fingerprints went with it. It's no
Right.
cloud, no backup, nothing, which is how it's supposed to be. You don't
Good.
fucking store the fucking fingerprints in a goddamn cloud like Apple does, or on an SD card. So that's good.
Yeah, that's good. That's
And
smart.
apps can't get to it.
Yeah, but certain apps can that are pre-baked. Um,
Well, the apps that ever gets require it, but
because I think they said I'm feeling that I have a feeling that it's going to be a handful of system apps that were installed. Like I think Gallery. I have a feeling that Gallery and because it mentions it on the actual thing. It says compatible apps. I'll look it up.
I want to say just a guess: Play Store, Pay, Wallet,
Yeah,
Music. Just name a
and
few. Because you
it's
buy
smart too
stuff on those.
because you could bake that into the firmware that only apps with that fingerprint can access it, right? And up until now, we haven't seen something that can brute force a cryptographic signature of an app. So, I mean, that you did back in the 2.0
I think
days.
it probably calls the firmware to authenticate
Yeah,
what it is. I don't think the app itself can read the fingerprint. I think it just goes to the firmware and Google authenticates it or something. That's how I would assume anyway.
yeah.
So there's no access to the actual fingerprint itself besides Android.
And this is on the actual store mentioned too. It says security at your fingertip. Your Nexus is quicker to access and more secure with a fingerprint sensor placed on the back to complement the way you naturally hold your phone. Unlock your phone and compatible apps with just one touch. So yeah. And I bet they'll be able to open that up to like not a full API, but like a secure vendor, so that apps like Amazon and certain banks can tap into that. I have a feeling that will become more open. They can pick and choose that. That makes sense to pick and choose.
see, and that makes much more sense. I mean, if your device already has a fingerprint, I think more app developers need to take advantage of that. Like you just said, like banks. I mean, every time I log into my bank, I have to punch in my password, and that shit gets old after
Right.
That's, I
Well,
mean, that's why
Android Pay.
one reason why, one of the reasons why I went with the S6 is, in order to take advantage of, the discount, I have to have my phone encrypted for work reasons. And I've had it before, and I've had to punch in a dang password. Well, every time you open your phone up, you got to punch in a password, and the company I work for, they won't let you just use the 4-digit PIN. It's got to be
Yeah,
an
you gotta use
actual
the long one.
password, and that got pretty old pretty quick.
Yeah.
Well, found out, that well, this phone has a fingerprint scanner, and it makes it so much easier for your device to be secure. But yet, it doesn't take you any longer to get to your information than it would be, To me, it's actually quicker just to press the home button to turn your screen on and then leave your finger on it
For
for
sure.
a
I agree.
millisecond.
I don't know, man. I think Samsung has a shit scanner. I think security is fucking bullshit on Samsung. It's just me though.
No, the S6 is legit. S6 and Note 5 have good scanners. S5 is garbage.
No, I don't mean the hardware. I mean security, software wise.
No, I know, but it's actually decent. They hold it's locally. It doesn't use Nox or any of that horseshit, which we know is a joke. I fucking tore through Nox so fast. I didn't even need a tutorial. You literally just remove the app, reboot, and it doesn't even have a signature to fucking check for it. You can just rip Nox out and then reflash the firmware.
Wow.
A joke. But the fingerprint, no, they're legit. The biometric from a fingerprint scanner on this one is actually pretty legit. I was happy with it. It's fast too. Apparently the Note 5 is even faster.
Now, I have noticed one thing with the fingerprint scanner. Probably about a week, maybe 2 weeks ago or so, I had problems with it unlocking. It wouldn't, for some reason, it wouldn't read my freaking fingerprint. Now, that could be because, when I set my fingerprint, I could have had some dry skin or whatever. I don't know. But I had to go back through and re-add all my fingerprints that I had.
Shit like a snake over here.
Yeah, I shed like crazy, man.
His fucking, he peels off his whole fucking outer layer like a fucking snake.
Yeah.
Well, fingerprints do change over a very long time, but.
But yeah, this was over a period of 2 months or so, 3 months since I've had the phone, and it just started acting up, which I was okay with. I'm like, well, whatever, I'll just delete them and just re-add them.
Right.
I haven't had any more issues.
You know what's actually really weird, and something I noticed, and there's no real documentation for this either. I use the ROM that I'm using is based off of Note 5 firmware, and when you add the fingerprint, usually like on any S6 base, you keep tapping with your thumb over and over and over until you get to the 80% mark, and then a little display comes up and says, now use the tip of your thumb. Now you have to tap it like about 3 or 4 more times with the tip of your thumb so that you can just kind of quickly get at it. Now, if you do the same thing when you add fingerprints on a Note 5 ROM, there is no last 80%. You just keep tapping your thumb over and over and over until you get to 100%. There is no so apparently the Note 5 sensor, it doesn't require for you to get like your whole thumb. You don't need to get up on top because a lot of people aren't going to put your thumb flat onto it, right? So it needs to get the little part of your fingerprint at the very tip. I've noticed that using the Note 5 firmware on the S6 sensor is way faster for the fingerprint scanner. Now that could just be that I've got more free available RAM for system shit because I've amped up all the foreground and background memory options. I've debloated it by almost 500 megs. So it could be that, or it could be the firmware is just better. It could be that. But yeah, Note 5 firmware for the win.
See, that's one thing I miss, man. I miss being able to go through and just rip shit out that I don't ever freaking use.
Yep, all the
that's
gear
one thing
stuff.
I miss about the Nexus.
The support for Gear VR alone that I found in Framework was huge. It's like fucking 100 and something megs. I don't have a Gear fucking virtual. That should be something that you download from the Galaxy Store. If I was if Samsung was listening, I would say retract all your bloatware to the point that you have basically a Nexus phone. Like, give me nothing but the phone, calculator, browser, messaging, apps for the App Store, and then just let people download from the Galaxy Store. The Galaxy Store is actually fast. It's about the same speed as fucking the Play Store. So I don't know why they don't.
Never gonna happen.
No, I know. I don't know why. It would be your phones would be lightning fast out of the box. Let people add the bloatware they want.
You know why? Because they have services they want to sell you, and every app is a service, and it's more convenient for the people who buy this phone. Like, oh look, I can make a moving image with this program my phone came with. They don't know about this stuff, and they think it's cool. So you got more. Samsung. Enthusiasts buy phones like this, unlock phones and shit. And phones that are lean. the regular person thinks Android is a Samsung. Oh, you got a Samsung? What kind of Samsung you got? You know, they don't call it a fucking Android phone anymore. And
Now,
that's just the way it is.
Now, normally I would agree with you, but there is some parts of the phone where they've already started to do what I was talking about, and if they could just take it a little bit farther, like, for example, actually there's two fucking fields that they do this. One, they can just offer more promotionals. Like, there's a handful of apps that I would never use in a million years, but because that they gave me something for free, I use it. Like for Audible, they gave me a free book every month as long as I get to log in with their account, and the Audible for Samsung app I still have installed, I get a free book. I would never get free. I would never have that, but because it's free, I use it. And another fucking part of Samsung's firmware that they have that's starting to become deep loaded and more in the cloud is the camera. The camera out the box is pretty bloated. It has like 4 or 5 features that wouldn't usually be kind of bundled with a normal camera, and they've been Samsungized. But you can download and it has a button to download. You go to it just takes you to a part of the Galaxy Store, and you can download like another 15 or 20 stupid camera features. I actually like majority of them. I would never, they're just fun. But they have the food camera, the rear camera back selfie where you wave at the phone and it does. There's a bunch of Samsung-ized apps which are all, in my opinion, gimmicks.
But make them optional though. Make them either.
They were. That's what I like.
You can uninstall the app.
They don't come installed at all. You have to press a download button, which is a shortcut to the Galaxy app, which I love. It's genius. That's smart. They should have that for everything. Just as soon as you log into the phone, it says, "Hey, do you like fucking what's the thing? Flipboard. Do you like Flipboard? We can install Flipboard for you." And as soon as you download it, it attaches to TouchWiz. There's a million and one things that they could have made that you could just download them on the go as you set up. But no, they force Gear. That should be at the setup. Hey, do you have a Gear VR headset? Okay, well we're gonna download all the shit you need for Gear VR. Hey, do you like Flipboard? We'll download Flipboard. But no, you have to have it if you have a Samsung. Fucking stupid.
Well,
that'll be on the S7. What's going on, Vin?
What's up, man?
Not too much, man. Just getting baked, smoking hash, and talking about fucking phones.
It sounds like Vin's crawling inside a cardboard box.
You said not to be too loud.
Oscar the Grouch here from Team Nitro. What's going on, man?
I don't know. Am I too loud? Not loud enough?
Nah, you're fine. You're fine.
You're good.
Yeah, I don't know. I just don't like Samsung. I guess I have a hate relationship. I only want a Samsung. I bought one. I returned it in like 7 days. So I didn't really care for it.
Check this out, Ben. This is what I'm smoking.
Nice.
Oh yeah. That blonde hash. We're blowing glass. We're blowing glass. Okay.
So I've started my AT&T software update. It's 660 megabytes, so that is definitely 5.1.1.
Yep.
There is no way that's just a patch for.
How big is it?
660 megabytes.
Yeah, that's about right. It's gonna be 5.1.
Samsung uses just 5.1. It's a new revision of 5.0.2.
Yeah, it's a security patch.
It was just stage fright merged in. Yeah.
Yeah, that's all it is.
No, that was actually this most recent update I took.
All right, Ben. This one's for you.
They patched the stage fright patch. That's what they did.
Will this get us kicked off YouTube?
No. So.
Medicinal herbs. Italian wax.
So about the LTE, how about that?
There you go.
I got one for you. All right, so they always complain about congestion networks and shit, right?
Right.
And how it's only slow because there's so many people and blah blah blah. Well, T-Mobile, AT&T, Verizon, and Sprint are the top 4 in America here, and
Round of the free.
Verizon's number one.
America.
Okay. Now Verizon's always saying, "Oh, well, we have the best coverage," and that's only true because they bought up all these small little companies. So they do have coverage. As far as efficiency and data goes, it's not number one. It's way behind.
Who's number one?
I'll get to that in a minute, but I was on the phone with Verizon today, and my coworker has it, and he was complaining about his phone bill. It was like $200-something. And I hear him on the speakerphone. I'm here like listening, and he's on the phone with the Verizon guy. And he's like, "Oh yeah, let's look at that bill and take care of that for you." He's like, "Well, here's the deal. We gave you 10 gigs, and that's another $60 or some shit. So, and he has 3 lines. So it was like $200-something when his bill's normally like $100-something." He was pretty pissed off. Or whatever. He's like, "Look, I've been a long-time customer. Is there anything we do to fix this? You know, give me a discount, whatever." Verizon went ahead and charged him a month in advance on top of his plan for the data, like it's some kind of fucking security deposit for a fucking house or something. What? So they wouldn't give his money back. They wouldn't offer him a discount for the month. They wouldn't offer him any kind of data plans or any kind of special promotions. Nothing. You know, they told him. They said, "Well, you get what you pay for." I said,
"Wow.
You can go somewhere else, but you won't get what we offer you. It's not even comparing apples to apples." That's what the guy said on the phone. And I said, and he said, "You know, you can go to Straight Talk." And I said, "Oh, stop right there, my friend." I said, "Straight Talk CDMA runs off your fucking network.
Yeah.
You can't even say shit about coverage now." He's like, "Oh, well, it's like this. Imagine there's like a fast lane, and it's a slow lane, and this and that, blah, blah, blah. Well, Straight Talk uses a slow lane." I'm like,
Fucking hate salesmen.
I've run speed tests on Straight Talk phones, and they're identical to Verizon network.
Same network. Yeah.
They do get put in the last tier. So if say that tower is congested, you're gonna be behind the actual customers. You know, you don't get priority. But Verizon's LTE is fucking bullshit. Now, okay, if you live in Texas, say you live in Dallas, LA, New York, Baltimore, Washington D.C. Those places you're gonna have fast data network because that's where they build out. They need to have it fast there. But you go to other places, let's say Florida, for example, or I don't know, fucking Alabama, whatever, that has supposedly the best coverage, whatever, it's slow. Yeah. It's not that fast. You can get a T-Mobile and lock it into 3G mode, and I mean, maybe not anymore, but before they had LTE launch, lock it in 3G mode, you get like 5 to 15 megs a second, versus Verizon's slow-ass LTE. This is before their LTE Next, whatever they call it, was out. Now, the other thing is, I want to get to is congestion. Now, people say, "Oh, well, it's slow because a lot of people use it." No, that's not the fucking truth. That's not any what it's about. Their equipment can handle a lot. You can go to the country that has a nice fiber backhaul, maybe 2 or 3 people on the network, and it's still slow. You go to the city that has, 1 million people in that motherfucker, probably a couple hundred for the tower, and it's still fucking slow. Now, you go to T-Mobile or Sprint in the same areas. Let's say you go to T-Mobile in the country. Yeah, you get like 25 to almost 100 megs a second. You go in the city, and like today I did a speed test downtown Miami, congested area, traffic everywhere. And Miami's a big market for T-Mobile and Metro PCS, big market, and prepaid on top of that. And I was getting 60 minutes a second in town, 71. I'm sorry, 71 to be exact. It's the highest I hit, and 20-something upstream. Downtown congestion, small network. Now, what they lack is coverage, but what they have is good speed. So
it's kind of like what we have up here in Canada. Like we have Bell, and Bell probably has the best coverage. Like if you live anywhere besides somewhere metro, you should probably be on Bell because you want consistency, right? Like it comes down to whether consistency versus speed. Like I can go for a lower coverage network because I live literally right in the middle of Vancouver. So no matter where I go, I would rather trade off consistency because I already know that it's very consistent for a metro area. I will trade that off for speed, which Rogers has. Rogers is, like, in my opinion, the fastest data. But if you're on Bell, it might be. I mean, they actually have pretty decent LTE now. But if you live down the middle of nowhere, you would not even get close to that. And then Telus is a second for that. I'm pretty sure Telus' speed is even slower, but they have decent coverage as well. because those two are the old school companies. Like they had like the telephone lines. I'm pretty sure they had first crack at Spectrum. So Rogers is catching up. Like they're getting a little bit more rural, but like for instance, I was going to mention this article, and I noticed it's actually pretty old. I thought it was newer, but Rogers is the first Canadian carrier to launch Cat 6 LTE-A. And LTE-A brings download speeds, I'm just reading from the article now, download speeds up to 300 Mbit on compatible devices when they simultaneously connect to 2100 megahertz and 2600 megahertz. They can combine them to bring faster speeds. LTE-A was rolled out by Rogers back in October, and it is in my city. It's in Ontario, British Columbia, and then those are the two provinces, and then the cities are Toronto, Guelph, Vancouver, and Victoria. So I don't know. I don't know. Is the Galaxy S6, is it Cat 6 ready? I'm pretty sure it is. That would explain some of those speed tests I'm getting.
Nice. Yeah, Rob, I used that Straight Talk, and I didn't find any problem with it.
The Straight Talk you were on, though, was T-Mobile.
No,
Right?
I had AT&T.
Oh, yeah, AT&T Straight Talk.
Yeah, and I compared it to my brother-in-law who has AT&T, and it really wasn't that much different standing in the same spot and a couple other spots. I mean, going to his house, it's not much different. And like I say, it's pretty reliable for the money, you know what I mean? $45 unlimited, how can you beat that, I guess, right?
Yeah, no, you don't get a premium plan, but you do get premium service. So
Yeah,
it all depends where you live.
it's like you said, though, it's hit or miss, you know, like you said, you might not get priority, but for the most part, you know what, for $45, have at it, you know?
That's not bad.
So, yeah, that's what I use in the OnePlus, actually, still. I'm going to try T-Mobile, see if it's any different, actually.
T-Mobile is very spotty because they are a new company still. Compared to everyone else, Verizon is very old. I mean, they bought up all the little bells, everything across the country. Sprint is actually a new company too. I think Sprint's actually newer than T-Mobile, to be honest, because T-Mobile is the old Sprint. Sprint sold that network to T-Mobile back in the 90s. So
Right.
I don't know, but T-Mobile had issue with building out for a while though. They kind of put everything on hold, and now they're catching up. But they're still building out, and I got faith in them. So as long as I'm in Florida, I'm sticking with T-Mobile. The minute I leave Florida, I'm changing to someone else. It'll be Sprint, Verizon, or AT&T because if I'm not here, I'm traveling, and it's not worth. I can't have it. So if you travel, don't worry about T-Mobile. Not yet, but if you don't travel and you're in a good area, yeah, get T-Mobile. If not, go get like AT&T or Verizon or something.
Yeah, I hear you. But, yeah, I just wanted to throw that in there. You know, it was pretty reliable for me. You know, I'm not activated right now, but, you know, it did the job.
Nah, it works well. I mean, I used it before when I was in a cram. You know, I used to travel a lot. I actually had a Straight Talk SIM on my spare Nexus just to have it. You know.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah, I just did a Sprint site today, the 2.5 gigahertz LTE.
Oh, nice.
And that's some crazy shit. Let me see if I can get a picture up here. I'll show you what it looks like. Let me get Google Photos going real quick. So. Let's see. I'll show you exactly what that fucking network looks like from a shelter point of view. Basically, every everyone's getting smaller as far as hardware goes. Like before, cell sites were huge. There were these big, giant fucking rooms and full equipment. And now they're getting real small to the point to you could fit on your closet. You know, you can fit a whole fucking network in your closet. Let me get this photo going. All right, save image. All right, let me open this up and share this real quick.
Damn. I want to try this Cat 6 LTE.
Can you guys see that photo, or it's all black?
Oh, I see it.
Yeah.
All right. So let me see if I can zoom in here a little bit.
It's black
Looks like
now.
my arm.
It's black now.
No, I said it looks like my arm.
Is it? Can you guys see it? Or is it black?
Black.
It's black.
All right, that's what I'm asking you. All right, hold on a minute.
Blacker than black.
Let me show the whole screen then. How about that? Full screen. Okay. So you guys see this
There you
one
go.
section here that's all silver, has like 3 tiers.
Yep.
This here, that's 2.5 LTE. This little tiny thing right here. Each antenna has 6 fibers going to it, 6 pairs. That's 12 fibers per antenna per sector. So you have 3 antennas. You have in different you have them in like I think 120, 240, and 0 degrees, whatever the fuck it is. The where they face. So that's your LTE. All this other shit you see in here, all this other crap, is their CDMA network with LTE. And this is a small cell site. This is a tiny one. These fucking things are huge on the networks. This is Sprint though. So you have on the right hand side, this cabin on the right hand side, that's power plant power and all that crap. On the left hand side is all your Sprint network. That's the entire cell site. This isn't a room that used to have about 6 or 7 of these cabinets for Nextel.
Wow.
How much heat does that thing create?
Nothing, man. Nothing at all. Yeah, that thing is so lightweight. Very, very lightweight.
Pretty cool. Hey, I gotta hop off for a minute. I gotta call my wife. I'll be back.
All right.
That's pretty cool, man.
Yeah, so that's that. Now AT&T, this is because the radios are on the tower though. If the radios on the ground, different story. But all the radios are on the tower on the back of the antenna. So that site, for example, was a high capacity site in Miami that had 5 radios total. 1 for the 2.5 and 4 for CDMA and LTE. So
the base, the kind of like more penetrating power.
Yeah, it's just capacity. T-Mobile uses Nokia. Actually, Sprint, that's Nokia for Sprint. Everything else is Ericsson equipment. T-Mobile is 100% Nokia down here, and they have, I think usually an average 2 to 3 radios per antenna. 3 is pushing it. Usually it's just 2. And the speed test I ran to is awesome. So big difference in capacity.
Very interesting.
It's pretty neat, man. I don't understand all of it, but yeah.
That's pretty fucking cool, man.
Although Comcast Business call me. I'm trying to get them to run a backhaul to my house.
Hold on a second.
I'm just stuck over here with
go ahead.
6 megabit per section internet connection, and you're over here talking about getting Comcast Business.
A backhaul. There's no Comcast here. They're actually going to trench and run a line to my house because I can't get Google Fiber yet, so why not?
Dude, okay, I found, oh fuck, I forgot. Okay, I'm going to share this link with you. Go ahead, Ben. Whatever you're going to say.
Yeah, I don't remember what I said, dude.
All right, fuck, I'll jump back in. Okay, so I think we started this conversation at the start, and we kind of trailed off. So back to this, there's this link, we'll share it in the description. It's a AnandTech, I always call it AnandTech, review, and it's using the Huawei P8, which has the same sensor as the new 6P versus the S6. Now this is interesting because there's another website that I really respect, DxOMark, and they rated the 6P. They had an early sample for the 6P, and it rated number 2, and it was only bested by the S6 and the S6 Edge, which is the same sensor and lens. So I was kind of concerned about that. I was like, do I really want to trade down? If I already have a S6 and I primarily use this device as a fucking camera, like honestly, I have a DSLR. I use this now. I honestly use this. It's just on me all the time.
Yeah.
If there's something really big, I'll use the DSLR. If there's something that I want to blow up or print, I'll bring out the big guns. But for the most part, I use my phone, and they're at a point where I can get away with that. So I checked out the review on the DxOMark website, and unfortunately, they don't have a review for the 6S. The new iPhone, which I would have liked to see, but so anyways, I looked at that sensor, and I looked at what they were comparing it to, and the S6 bested it only on a few parts. So I can link those two, and I'm also gonna. But back to the AnandTech, they have the Huawei P8, which is the same sensor, and from the results, man, honestly, I'm leaning towards the Huawei. The nighttime stuff is way clearer. Now this has OIS, so you gotta take that into consideration. Also, there's probably some other post-processing tweaks, I'm guessing, that they're gonna compare them. So it's not the greatest comparison, but man, like look at there's a nighttime shot from the S6 and the P8, and it is like night and day. It reminds me of the old M7. You know how it just could take those, even though they were a little bit noisier, you just allowed so much more light. So yeah, it's interesting to see.
I'm looking at the day photos of the. Let me see, the one that has the Zone 30 in it. That photo of during the day though, and the P8 is okay. It looks like a little blur in there, but holy shit, dude, the S6, it's amazing looking.
Yeah, I know,
The
man.
green. If you look at the leaves on the trees, the greens are there. The 7, it's the 7
Yeah,
and the
the 7's gonna look like shit. I wouldn't even compare those, to
the
be honest.
7 looks better than a P8 color-wise, but it's blurrier. The
Look at
P8
the S6
looks more
HDR,
crisp,
man.
but the S6 is really nice looking. Everyone's calling my phone today. Yeah, there's a lot of noise in let me see, it's a P8. Yeah, nighttime photos, a little noisy. The Samsung has like barely any noise in it.
But you can barely see shit, though. That's the thing.
Digital photos at night are really hard to do on any camera.
I mean, look at that low light capture. I mean, the not the first one, not the second one, the one in the sign. That is really indicative of decent software stabilization. Like
Wow, the
P8 standard,
7 though is
the P8 standard versus the S6 standard. I mean, ugh. It completely fucked up.
The HDRs look worse than the game standards do on the night one.
Because and I know exactly where the S6 falls short. It tries to bring up darks way too much because the sensor it can't handle it. That software would be better suited on something like the M9 or the M8, something that's more low light prone.
Yeah, the S6 is too dark. I mean, too bright, and the P8 is too dark. They gotta come down a little bit and go up a little bit, you know. Looking at this, the signage and stuff in the background, it's a little.
Also, when it comes to the flowers, for someone like me, I'm actually not that mad at that. Even though the background bricks are a little bit blown out, there's still detail there, and like you know what the the P8 looks like more of a base clean shot that I would then later edit and then send out, whereas the S6 looks like it's already been processed, it's already kind of ready to go out.
What is the Mate 8 or Mate 7? What is this thing? I never heard of this.
The P8 has the same sensor as the 6P.
Not the P8, the M.
The Mate 7, I think, is the similar. It's the IMX 213. Sorry, no, IMX 214. So it's really old. I'm not even really comparing that.
Oh, I'm looking at the images now. Yeah, like
the IMX 214.
The comments are like, oh, look, another shitty iPhone clone. What the fuck are they cloning?
And here's the other thing too. The S6 that they're testing is using the IMX 240. There is a comparison of that sensor versus the one that I have, and most people actually have in their S6. And in fact, I'm pretty sure Ben has it too. Most of the AT&T have the ISOCell, which is another homegrown, the Samsung product, ISOCell.
No Sony for them, huh?
You had me look. You had me look. I don't remember what the outcome was though.
I swear yours was like mine, man.
Yeah,
You could
I believe.
Shit, man.
Sorry, dude.
No, it's not you. I gotta put some of these on silent.
There you go. Now those are comparing the ISOCell and the IMX. And you know what? The IMX definitely has the richer, deeper tones. Like I'll admit it. Like, whoops. To be honest, the ISOCell and the P8 are closer than the IMX and the P8 because they have like you might get the same amount of detail, but you're still gonna have to do some post processing.
Yeah.
Whereas the IMAX is well done.
Then with 5.1.1, didn't they integrate the raw image?
Yeah, you can do raw image on. You just have to press mode and then switch over to Pro, and then you can select raw, and that will save 2 images. It's not just raw. You get one. You get both. So there is some compression there. Like your JPEG is probably going to look worse, but that's just for preview. Like just like if you shoot on DSLR, if you switch over to RAW mode, what you're seeing out of the back of the camera is still a JPEG preview. So.
You know what's funny? the smart, was it the camera next from Cygen OS actually has RAW mode on it also.
Yeah, yeah.
Feature. I just enabled it. I didn't even know it was on there.
As soon it's using the new that's using the new camera API too. So
RAW mode.
yeah, and you know what? RAW mode. If you shoot RAW and you look at it with Photoshop or something like that, it will look very flat, just like the PA here. It will look very untouched. Your contrast won't be overdone. You're
Does
going
that
to
work?
see.
Does the RAW work for any format, auto, HDR, whatever? Or is it?
I don't think it'll do HDR. If there is HDR, it'll be an overlay.
I'm trying right now to find out.
Yeah, I don't think so. It might. Yeah, it'd be cool if we could take 3 pictures and shoot RAW. But
This
for
thing
me, like
took forever to take that HDR photo too.
even in my fuck was I about to say? Even on my DSLR, I would have to take 3 images. I would just do the bracket setting, and it would take one that's a third lower, third higher, and just try and hold it as still as possible. Clack, 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 and then you fucking take those, put it in your computer, and use a program to combine them. But I'm pretty sure RAW is a single exposure.
So RAW this is RAW, right? The format.
No, it'll be a .dng, I'm pretty sure. And it should be on your phone on a 13 megapixel. It should be about upwards of 30 megs. It'll be fairly large. Yeah, it'll be fairly large. So the thing is, it'll look flat when you look at it, but the actual color depth is so much deeper. Like if you have Photoshop, you can crank the blacks way lower. Like you can twist the image a lot more and manipulate it. Like for instance, if you have a sky, if I take a picture of a sky, like if this is your camera, and the top half is just completely blown out, just looks white, like you had to adjust the exposure so that the lower half, the dark part, was visible, which happens all the time, and blows the sky out. If I'm using a JPEG and I lower the exposure, that sky is going to go from white to gray. Nothing's going to happen. You're still going to have no details. It's going to be a darker shade of white. Whereas if you have
where it saves to, because I'm not even seeing it show up in my gallery.
yeah, your gallery probably won't show up. You probably have to use a file explorer.
Yes, I'm doing now.
Oh fuck. So anyways, okay, so if you did the same setting, if you did the same changes on a raw image and you brought the exposure down, your whites wouldn't become gray. You would actually start to see some cloud come back. You would actually see detail coming back. Like you have much more dynamic range, what they call dynamic range. So that's kind of where HDR came from. Like people that do HDR on JPEGs, it's kind of pointless. You're going to get a lot of noise because you're just taking the same image basically.
Yeah, I got the DNG. It's actually 16 megabytes for one.
Okay, that's not bad.
That's the HDR version of it. Let me see what the regular one was. Non-HDR.
I would say the regular is going to be bigger.
No, same thing. 16, about 16 size. DMG. I can't open it though. What do I view this in?
You're going to need a separate program.
So Google Photos isn't even uploading this shit.
Raw viewer. Yeah, you're going to have to go raw viewer.
I don't think Google Photos even.
There is a program. There's actually not that many.
Yeah, I know Google announced this shit. Like they support, but why wouldn't Google Photos
Adobe Lightroom will work. That sucks. Raw decoder.
I'll have to upload an image to my PC and check it out. So
I'm gonna call this guy back. One sec.
this is why we go live to break everything. All right, so I'll make a new folder on my copyweb account called Raw, and then I will upload photos to it. Where are those files? So it did save them to my camera folder. It's just not yeah, they're DNGs though. It's crazy. Upload. Now with the upload, I'll go to my Wi-Fi on, I guess. Open in Photoshop and see what it looks like. So what it does, it takes two photos. It takes the JPEG and then it takes a DNG photo at the same time. That's pretty cool.
Dude, that's insane that it's freaking 16 megabytes for a
Yeah,
picture.
I want to find out soon. And once I upload how it looks though. But the Google Photos app, I don't see anything for nah, there's nothing for on this thing. Manual exposure is the only thing Google Photos app offers. I never tried the Snapdragon one. I think this might have it also. I have a Snapdragon camera also for this thing, which has a lot of features. But no, I don't see no RAW in this thing. ZSL, where the hell that is? The Snapdragon camera is really nice. You still there, Ben?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, this photo's taking forever to upload. Once they're uploaded, I'm going to open Photoshop and see what it looks like. So, going to play GTA later?
I might get on for a little bit.
You're not allowed to play, huh?
Yeah, my wife called me a while ago when I got home, when I first got on the computer. She's like, hey, I'm getting landed, I'm heading home. I was like, okay. She's like, you want to go ahead and start supper? Nope.
You're like, no?
Nope. I said, it won't take that long for that fish to bake. 15, 20 minutes max.
The Nexus 6s are $300 now.
Yeah, somebody, I was just reading that's one of the reasons I went so quiet. I was just reading a post on XDA about somebody posted in one of the forums. Let me see if I can find it again. I don't remember what. It was in the Galaxy S6 forum. Here it is. So it's in the general. So this guy just basically just bashes Samsung, about the updates and then this I'll kind of summarize it, read it to you, whatever. But the OP puts, this is why I sold my AT&T S6 and bought a Nexus 6. When will the S6 get Marshmallow? I guess sometimes first quarter of next year if you're lucky. Also, the RAM management on the Nexus 6 is unreal. Consistently 1.8 to 2.1 gigabytes of RAM free. On the S6, lucky to have about a gig of RAM. And then he goes on saying on Amazon they're having a blowout for $400. You can get a 64 gig model. But this other dude says, sorry, you can't deal with the crap camera, second-rate screen, and poor hardware just to get an update that will probably introduce some new bugs. I like to let the new Lexus users be the testers, so I have no problem waiting for more stable build. The 5.1.1 update on my S6 is smooth and lag-free, and I'm happy. But then later, down here, somebody basically just comes in and just freaking owns that second guy and basically says, look, I've had the Nexus 4 and, Nexus 7 for 2 years and never, basically he's saying he never felt like the beta tester, unless he's on a preview build. I thought it was funny. This dude's basically, the guy that posted this to me, it seems like he's basically trying to throw it in our face. Fuckers, you're stuck with the S6 and I got me a Nexus 6. Well, good for you, asshole. You went and paid, $400 for a phone that's a fucking year old.
Yeah, I don't care for the Motorola too much. It's alright. It's got the camera's horrible on it. Got a really big. I don't care what anyone says. The camera's fucking horrible. The proof's in the fucking web on the internet anyway. Not all the comparison videos. So
Yeah, I just can't see a 6-inch phone. I mean, that's a big fucking phone, dude. What is it? 5.7. We were just talking about it earlier. 5.7, I think. I mean, that's a pretty. To me, that's too big. 5.5-ish, roughly, is probably about as big as I could go.
it's not that bad, dude. Once you use it, you don't want to go back. My phone's a 5.5, big bezel. It's almost the size of the Nexus 6. Not that bad. After I use this and I go back to my Nexus 5, I'm like, holy shit. It's like going to an iPhone 4 after going from a 6 Plus. It's weird.
Yeah,
It's weird to hold a smaller phone after you use the big ones. It grows on you. I mean, look at the back before, a few years back. Phones were fucking tiny.
Yeah. Dude, that HTC Aria I had was I think it's like a 3.5, 4-inch screen. I may be giving a little extra credit because didn't the Nexus 4, it had a 4.5, didn't it? I don't remember. But anyway, yeah, it was like a 3.5-inch screen. I was like, man, this is awesome, you know? And then I got the Vita, the 1X, and I'm like, holy crap, this phone is freaking huge.
Yeah, the Nexus 4 was 4.7. I got the Nexus 4 after the Vita. I actually liked it more too.
Yeah, that's I got mine after the Vita too. I had the HTC Aria, the 1X, then my 1X hard bricked. I went and got the Galaxy S3 because it was the only phone they had that was free. And dude, I was broke at the time. I mean, it was at that time of year where I didn't have hardly any money. Anyway. That's all. I'm not gonna get into that. But anyway, traded it in for the Nexus 4, and that's a big difference, man. I mean, you go from the Galaxy S3 to the Nexus 4. I mean, the performance difference was freaking amazing, man.
I remember I had to wait 2 months to buy a Nexus 4 because it didn't store. It's always sold out every time I checked.
Yeah, I actually traded mine. The girl got hers from T-Mobile. But still, I mean, it's the same thing. But yeah, definitely, man, since they, with them announcing this Nexus 5X, that's all the more reason for me to swap over to T-Mobile now. Now I just got to figure out how I'm going to get rid of these phones.
They're buying contract out.
Holy fuck.
Well, I'm not in a contract, but I don't think T-Mobile will give me what I owe on these Samsungs.
It's the same thing. There's a contract for it. A contract is to pay off your phone anyway.
Yeah, pretty much.
They're to carry you. Just check them out and see.
Time to blow some more glass.
I have to install Adobe Photoshop because I don't have it right now. So I'm installing that so I can go ahead and
I'll be right back.
do my thing with the raw images.
Do that raw. I wonder if there's any decent photo editing apps that can do it.
How about GIMP?
GIMP
That's all
can do
the
it.
Nexus fags. I mean, I'm sorry, Lynx fags use.
Wrong fags.
Yeah, you know, the anti-Windows guys. Oh, I don't use Windows because blah, blah, blah. You know, Linux is so much better. Hey, Linux is great, but it's not fucking Windows.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah,
not
how
supported as wide.
Use that fucking operating system that was made for fucking tape drives, you fucking peasants.
I will use OS X as a daily before I use Linux as a daily because I'm a professional user and I need professional programs, not shit made by some kid and some 12-year-old in his fucking lunch break in the bathroom.
It's acceptable to SSH tax, man. Go fuck yourself.
You have to run this as a sudo user before you can edit photos. I'm sorry, I like Linux. I just
Pseudo photo.
I
Pseudo
don't care when it
make
says-
photo better.
I give Linux to people who break their Windows computer so much. I'm like, here, use Mint. You're fine.
Oh god, yeah. Like, call me when you're fucking pulling your hair out.
Then they call me out like months later, like, I can't find this. I can't find. I was like, just click start and type it in. Or what the hell it's called? Fucking run. Or where the hell the buttons on there on your KD
Run.
fucking interface?
SH.
Yeah, bring up the terminal, and you're gonna type in negative RM,
Sudo grep, kill
negative
myself.
RF, negative RM, and
SU, RM,
yeah.
hyphen, and RF, and then hit
Sorry,
it.
command not found. Sorry, command not found. Oh, do you like a help menu? Go fuck yourself. There is
Dude,
no
I
help
tried
menu.
that.
Go on the internet, kill yourself.
I tried the whole Linux thing when I first started really kind of getting into computers and technology in general. A buddy of mine introduced me to Linux Mint, and I think at the time it was Linux Mint 10.
Party.
I had so many problems with it, dude.
Yeah.
I was
Driver,
like,
driver,
I was
driver, driver.
I was constantly texting him, dude, what the hell? How come this won't work? Or how come that won't work? What the hell am I doing? Or
You didn't install it.
I finally just reinstalled Windows, man.
To be honest,
Don't get me wrong, I like Linux, but it's not for.
It's for virtual machines.
Yeah, it's for building ROMs, and
I can never.
Even gaming. It's for
Running
compiling ROM.
Running Linux on my Windows desktop was nothing but fucking headaches. Whereas if I ran it in a VM, everything was fine. Nothing broke. Every driver was easy. I could just update it all at once. Nothing ever broke. It just knew that it was in a virtual machine, and it didn't fuck around. And when I tried to install it on my main machine, fucking fire and brimstone.
And then you get into the whole fucking driver nightmare shit.
Dude, I'm sitting there with my friend's laptop trying to diagnose the thing, borrowing people's computers to fix my computer. No, fuck that.
With any version of Linux I tried, whether it was Linux Mint, whether it was Ubuntu or whatever, the wireless card I had, the one that you sent me, Rob, I couldn't get that damn thing to work for shit, no matter what I tried.
I had driver's bookmark just for that one particular card because it was such a pain in the ass to get to work. I remember when I only had Wi-Fi, I had to take my tower to a friend's house and get it on a wired connection to get it to get the drivers on there. My first distro I used ever for Linux though was Sabian Linux, which is pretty cool. It's built off the Gentoo base, and it's really nice, but it's not really supported, and you really need to know commands to get shit installed on that thing. It ain't like it's a fucking app store. You can just go download your shit at it. It's more of, okay, let me go ahead and download this package, and this isn't a dead package, so you have to use the fucking, the other crap, you gotta unzip it, recompile the fucking app, and then it's... What a fucking
when you start getting Ruby files and you have to start compiling your own software, you know that you should just install Windows and stop fucking around.
Yeah, fuck that. That's not for me. I want to be able to go search for the damn thing, download it, and know that it's going to fucking install.
Yeah, people are like, Windows fanboys, this and that. Nah, it's not that. It's guess what? I have Microsoft Office. I actually do need it for work. And I use it for Photoshop. I fucking need it for work.
It's ease of use. That's all it is.
I use an operating system that's widely supported. Fuck me, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey,
my bad.
I'm posting this link. You're gonna get bing bong. Yeah, there you go. 5 chimes later. Can I check out this case? I ordered it for my 6P, and I got it in the lighter color, the quartz. Let me know what you think.
Ooh.
So you went ahead and went with the 6P?
Yeah, I fucking pulled the trigger last night, man. I danced around in my underwear when I did it.
I am jealous. What color did you get?
I went and got aluminum.
Aluminium.
Aluminium? Yeah, dude. I am fucking psyched, man. Like a lighter silver with the lighter color case, I think is gonna go well. I was thinking about getting the dark one because I wasn't getting black, but I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna go full silver.
I like how they sell you the adapter for micro USB. That's cool.
Yeah, that's dope. And you know what? I was comparing the rates, and USB-C fast charging blows fucking Samsung's proprietary shit out of the water.
Are you serious?
Well,
Dude,
USB-C.
USB-C has a special battery for it too.
Here's the thing about USB-C, which is awesome. it's gonna start supporting laptops soon. The new Apple, the Air, whatever the hell it's called, and
Yeah,
the
all
new one of
the
the new
Lions
Chromebooks use that connector, so you can use an Apple charger or a fucking Google charger or a fucking
super
generic charger.
fast. Data transfer is super fast.
Yeah.
And you know what's cool too is it apparently they designed it so that in the future, when they have like faster revisions, it can. I don't know if it's, you're probably gonna need a new cord, but it's gonna be able to be like it's upgradable apparently. Upgradable.
Upgradable.
I mean, I don't know how the fuck that's possible, but
It's a word.
They put an upgrade in your upgrade because you like upgrades.
yeah, I love upgradable shit. Upgrade.
Hey, you want to upgrade your 2-year-old?
Type C.
I want to get a soldering gun and take out my micro USB and put a USB-C in there, and just turn the phone.
God, dude, that
That's
Nexus
not
5
gonna
is fucking
Oh,
nice looking,
yeah.
man.
The USB 3.1 standard is a boost in data transfer bandwidth of up to 10 gigabit per second.
Holy crap.
That ain't no, that's
Dude, that's
nothing, man.
faster than
That's
SATA.
nothing. That's nothing.
The new super speed USB specification and Generation 2 of USB 3.1 delivers improved data encoding and efficiency, doubling the speed of Generation 1, 5 gigabit per second. To put into more practical terms, the contents of fully loaded 50 gigabit Blu-ray disc would be transferred over USB 3.1 to Generation 2 in just 38 seconds.
Woo!
Dang.
Adobe Photoshop 64-bit installed.
Damn.
So
Display
my
port for display, it can be
software update is 54%.
nice.
I'm sorry, but USB-C doesn't really attract me. I'm a USB 1.0 guy. There's no bugs in it. It's original. I'll let you guys beta test the USB-C connectors.
You know what? Also,
It's
Thunderbolt
like this. It's
blows
like the
it out of the
Samsung
water.
fucking bags.
Thunderbolt still blows it out of the water.
Yeah, I'm happy with my 1 megabit a second transfer speed on my USB 1.0.
Yeah.
I'm
Dude,
fine.
Thunderbolt.
I mean, I
We'll
don't.
go
That's what I've got the cloud for. I don't need USB to to transfer
I'm
files.
not gonna I'm not transferring fucking movies.
I might.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a 1 megabyte picture. I mean, come on.
Hey, when I
That's-
copy over a ROM, it's
That's what
gonna
they're
be
gonna
nice.
say. That's what they're gonna say. You're gonna say next to you, I don't need that shit. I'm not transferring fucking DVDs on my fucking phone. All I do is make phone calls on it.
It's like, well, okay, well, why the fuck do you have a smartphone? Get you a damn. I hate it when people say that shit, man. That grinds my fucking gears. You know, they're like, I don't need a smartphone. All I do is it's a phone. What you gonna do? Freaking just
You know
make
what's
phone
funny?
calls on it. Look, motherfucker, it's my money. If I want to go waste the fucking $600 on a phone that just to make phone calls, I use my phone more than just to make phone calls.
Well, here's funny. I'm the other guy because today at work I saw somebody that had the iPhone 4, not a 4S, a 4. I was like, what
Yeah.
the fuck is that? An iPhone 4? He's like, yeah, man, I just make phone calls. I was like, yeah, my fucking rotary phone makes phone calls. You want to borrow it?
Dude, I got my grandma's rotary
I was
phone,
like,
man. I
that
took
means
it
we
out
have
of the
fucking
house.
LTE. There's no
I
LTE
have
or
a
nothing.
rotary phone.
Do you? Yeah. Nice. Good for you. You want fucking prize or something?
Hey, man, when the
crazy.
fucking power goes out, guess who's still making phone calls?
Oh, hey, guess what, motherfucker? When my power goes out, I have a battery backup right there. On my television, computer, and fucking internet network here. Everything's on the fucking battery backup right now.
Excuse me.
Because the power goes out where I live, the power goes out so much, I had to put a battery backup in my house for my fucking PC, PC, TV, and internet.
I have a question.
Man, looking at these pictures of the Nexus 6, it looks like it's got a little bit of a round back to it.
Yeah, no, check this out. When you look at those pictures, and especially the ones that they provide, it looks really like the hump is really big. Now I watched a Marcus Brownlee. Marcus Brownlee had a video, and he showed off the hump, and it's tiny. Like he said, it's barely even there. It's like if anything, it's just a slight grip for when you're holding your phone. Like it's barely even there.
Yeah, I mean, when they took the
Photos are
picture,
blowing it out.
they've obviously got it a little bit of an angle. They don't have a direct side view, so it does make it look.
I seen the side view today, the Nexus 5 and 5X. Huge difference. So thin.
Yeah,
The bezel,
for sure.
that little camera bezel, makes it look almost as thick as the Nexus 5. That's it.
Dude, that's
20
crazy, man.
Whoa, hello.
I really, really, really want this, man. Dude, if I had $500 on, I would almost put that on my damn credit card, dude.
Oh wow, Morgan. So I'm looking at my raw images. They have some noise to them, but oof.
But you know why? You know why they have noise? Is because all the post-processing is skipped out. All that stuff is an overlay.
Here, I'm
So
gonna
when you're
full screen this shit. How about that? You want to full screen it? Share it real quick.
So now, if you had a noise reduction program that was newer than the version that your camera software, the OnePlus camera out of the box, uses, you could technically have a better produced photo. Because right now, this is raw. This is all the information, including the noise, all that shit's still there.
All right. Well, here's this. Here's the image.
I like it
in
raw.
Photoshop, and just a keyboard, but
What was that? 480p.
No, that's probably 4K, 5K.
so open this thing in Photoshop.
Well, that's probably what it is. His single image processing on a camera is probably actually closer to 5,000 pixels on the long side.
So there's a
Dude,
noise.
that is
That's not
crazy.
bad. That's pixels right there.
And here's the thing. Now add a layer to lower the exposure and watch all the detail in that G come back. Because even though it's blown out and it's really high and bright, even if you look at it on the histogram, you'll notice that whatever's in white, especially on that the B, that B is completely blown out. Now if you lower the exposure on a JPEG, that would just become gray. But because he's on a RAW, when he lowers that, we're actually going to see B come back. This is a perfect example for this video. So, yeah, get an exposure layer and drop that down. Not as much, yeah, maybe like a full stop, like 1. Oh, so it's really blown out. But see how we're getting some of the detail back?
Yeah.
You can also, I think they have a recovery.
Yeah, I don't see it, Morgan. What's
Tap on
what
recovery,
you talking about?
or
Look at that. Look at the fucking G. Look at the G and the H pop on
See?
that shit.
and when you zoom in, you're gonna see detail on them. Whereas normally those would just be gray. So there is a little bit. Like you're gonna see it on the tail end. Like that is the white. The white that will never have detail will start to turn gray eventually. You can really start to see the noise pop out. Eh? Wow.
Hey.
That's yeah, that's fucking oof. Plus, that's too much. That's not bad.
Now, with that little eye, the eye right beside your exposure layer, you can toggle it on and off to see how far you've come.
Oh yeah, over here. Yeah.
Before and after, yeah.
Yes.
So it's not the greatest.
That's not bad though. That's still, I'll zoom back out a little bit though. I'm all zoomed the fuck in too. I mean, look at that key.
Also, if you go, what's that layer, the third, like if you go left to right on the top of your adjustments, the one right in the middle at the top, the curve, you can make an exposure curve. So you can lower your blacks or lower your brightness and bring up the blacks a little bit. You can make your own HDR kind of.
Yeah, I have no idea how to use.
I took Photoshop in college, so it's.
I wish
You
you
know,
would have
having-
had it when I was going to school, man. Just wait,
Yeah,
dude.
no.
I had a great teacher.
It wasn't like that back then, Yeah, look at that. Look,
Yeah,
there's a B right there.
So you can take that and just lower the blacks down a little bit, and then make another point and bring it down to make that kind of wave, and you'll get a HDR look.
Holy fuck! Everyone's calling me right now. So yeah, that's it's pretty cool, man. It's a raw image right there, Ed. And look at that. Oof.
Doing really well. Psychedelic.
No!
Look at all the
All
levers that just pop the fuck out. They're like they're not even there. Like I just add them or something.
If there's anybody watching this at the Photoshop wizard, they're just pulling their hair out watching us fucking.
Like, oh my god, what is he doing? No, idiot. That's not what it does. It's not how it works.
Yeah, that exposure curve is ridiculous.
That's HDR, yo.
Dude, you should post that shit to G+.
What, that's a fucking image?
Whoa.
Yeah. That fucked up image.
Alright. I'll make it a fucking PNG then. Fucking no compression at all.
Fuck, I posted a raw image that I actually did. I'll see if I can find it on Plus.
Check out this awesome picture taken with my new Nexus 6P that we got in.
Oh, yeah, the new HDR plus 1, I'll call it. 37 megabyte? Are you serious? Yeah, so this image was open is 37 megabyte. The PNG is let's see how big the PNG is. 18.
Fuck, how do you search your own page? Search profile. God damn it.
So yeah, I got 2 DNGs. Both are raw. It's not bad.
Did you mean? No, I didn't mean. Fuck.
Were you fucking typing an address and shit?
No, I'm trying to figure out it. I'm trying to search my own posts here.
Oh. Yeah, good luck with that. Search is kind of broken.
It really is.
God,
All
dude,
the
I
I
really
can do with photos. That's not bad.
or Nexus 5.
Yeah, you can see all our posts and updates on our Google Plus page. All the crap
It's
we're
fun.
doing.
It's funny. More my friend. He's resistant to Twitter and Google Plus. He's one of these Facebook fucking dorks. And
Mm-hmm.
he's like, yeah, but like, why would you post to anyone, besides like your real friends? And I'm like,
What?
honestly, when I post pictures on G Plus, I get way more feedback. Way more feedback. I get way more pluses or whatever you want to call it, people actually talking about it. I'll post a nice picture on Facebook, the same photo might get 2 likes. Post on G Plus, I get 15 to 20. This one got 17. This one got 15. 27 likes on this one.
Damn, man. That
21.
really makes me want to. I definitely got to figure out a way to get that new Nexus, man.
It's fucking nice, man. Yeah.
So there's a collection I just made on our Google Plus page called Random Photoshop Edits.
Let's see how many smart-ass comments we can get.
No results. Fuck.
All right, let's see how long this AT&T update is downloaded. Oh, 61%. It jumped up 5%. Wow, it really.
It's just taking
That's bad.
forever to upload his image. Holy shit! It's not the progress bar even moved yet.
Oh, here we go. This was an image that I took raw. I took a picture of my dog.
I was gonna say something else.
That's you can. The internet has ruined us, man. Oh, I took a picture of my dick. What the
Jesus.
In raw format.
I can picture Morgan taking a damn, sitting there at his computer like, oh, let me get closer.
Nah, so that's what you're fucking. That won't be a computer, like some fucking pasture outside with some fucking flowers and shit. Some yellows and greens in the background.
All right, guys, I'm gonna jump off here and try to help my wife out with
I
supper.
posted them to
So
Facebook. What was the point of that?
I'll holler at y'all later.
All right, I think we're gonna go off air here in a minute here.
Well, at least I'll post the one from Twitter.
Yeah, I like using Google Plus and Twitter because I actually get positive feedback, not positive feedback from adults. When I go on Google Plus on Facebook, it's more of a
Retard.
yeah. I see a lot of bullshit on there. It's like it's like looking in the past. You see a bunch of reposts and bullshit memes and help, I can't pay my bill, I hate my life, or whatever fuck, this is dumb shit all the time.
It's very true. Very true.
So whatever.
Open image. Copy image. Okay, here we go. Jesus Christ.
This image is taking forever to post.
That's one off Twitter. That's the one I was a raw image that I processed. I had to remove so much of the color because there's so much to bring up the blacks. And you can still see there's a bit of noise, but it's a much more natural picture. Like if I take the same picture with the stock camera, like the color will be popping out.
I can see look at his eye, his right eye. You can see a damn reflection of whoever the hell is that you in there.
Yeah.
I'm zoomed in, like really zoomed in. That's crazy.
The JPEG large, man. I know. Fuck. Now it's on Twitter, so it's compressed twice. Like that's not a raw image, but
check out the Google Plus feed here. Where is it?
The focal point on his nose too is still very sharp, even though it's been compressed, which is something that raw images like you can like especially on your Photoshop setup there when you go export, you can set your export settings to maximum JPEG. You'll get like 7, 8 megabyte JPEG. The
Look at that.
S6 cranks out huge files.
Check out that compression, Google Plus. You can zoom in. It's not bad.
It's fucking psychedelic, man.
Mm.
Whoa. I'm surprised that I fucking... Okay, I gotta go to my own...
That does look pretty cool, though.
We gotta find some... Whoa, that was trippy. When I just switched from those two tabs, it harsh just dissolved on my screen. I've had some driver issues with my GPU lately, actually. Photo details.
I'm using the beta drivers. I always use beta.
I love Google Plus for images, man. Look at that.
Yeah, they got, I mean...
We can look at the actual pixel size. We can look at...
Does the Google... I could have swore the Google Photos app had an option to upload raw images.
That's a good question.
I could have swore
This is a raw image. This is a PNG. Oh, this is a PNG.
No, I uploaded a PNG on that one, yeah. I don't know if I can upload raw. Let me try and see if I can upload raw or not. Good question.
Like this image, for example.
Copy.com. Where's the copy at?
You can look at the information inside the photo details. So it was taken on the W8 firmware. 5,000 pixels on the long side, right? 5,312 pixels by 29.8. Because the thing is about that's another thing I actually will like about the new phone is it will be...
Yeah, I can zoom in all the way.
4:3. Starts to get blurry. Oh, there you go. It takes a second to render.
That's cool. Yeah, I can zoom in on that one. So I'm uploading a raw image to Google Plus right now to see how that looks. Oh, maybe there's somewhere else. Maybe it's a different phone. I don't know. I could have swore I seen that.
I don't know if any of these are raw. Man, these are fucking dope too. And I added this. Oh wow, that's trippy. I post with my fucking GPS data on there too. Share this location data. Fuck it. I don't care.
Yeah.
F1.9. Yeah, I should probably remove that actually. Probably should remove that. I always take it though. .6 megs averaging for a JPEG. Not bad, man. I have to give it to Samsung. They have a fucking spectacular sensor. And it's funny because they have a similar, the 240 is in the new Xperia Z5, I think. Either the Z5 or the Z4 has it. And it's garbage. Like, Sony can produce a great sensor, but they themselves can't create the software to use it. It's fucking hilarious. Like, Samsung takes their Sony, and it creates the fucking best camera out there. Their optics combined with that sensor are the right now compared to on DxO Mark is their top rated camera in a phone. Better than the iPhone, better than anything out there. But they have the same sensor in a Sony, and it can't autofocus. It can't fucking do shit. So it loses the. It's crazy, man.
Here, check this out. That's the raw.
Oh.
No 5,000 pixels though. It's only 20. It's only 2,000 pixels.
Yeah, 2K on the side, so it's 13 megapixels. DNG though. There you go.
Yep.
Wow, look at the file size. It's tiny.
Where is it at? Where do you see that at?
When you go photo details, if you click it.
I'm on photo details. I didn't see the file size though.
It goes on mine. It goes dimensions, file name, file size.
Oh
camera.
yeah. Oh yeah. Look at that. Huh? I compressed it. I don't know why it's so small in here.
When you upload it, does it say? Do you have it set to original size?
I upload it on my browser.
Oh, try it on the phone, man. Try it in the Photos app because I know when you set it up,
Photos app
right off.
doesn't show the raw images on the phone. It's not showing up. Yeah, it's only JPEG, PNG, stuff like that. The raw or the DNG ain't really showing on the phone.
I wonder where that setting is on desktop. I love the new Photos app, man. It's still a little bit discombobulated, but I love where they're going with it.
Nah, they're going the right direction with it.
Yeah, agreed. Agreed, 100%. Settings. Yeah, okay. So if you go to settings on the left, if you go to photos.google.com, left burger menu, and then settings.
Oh, I gotta go to photos thing. Let me do it on Google Plus here. Cause I'm in the Teen Eternals page. There we go. Original size.
How much you got left? I only got 8 gigs left.
15. It's a Teen Eternal page though. It's 15.
All right.
On my account, I have like 49 gigs left.
Nice.
But I have
promo, or did you buy that?
I pay $1 a month. I think I have around 30. No, I have 38,000 photos or something like that on my thing uploaded.
I had a lot more, and I was trying to fill it up by the time that it expired, but I couldn't do it.
Yeah, I pay for that. I had a promotional, but it ran out, so I think I pay it's like 99 cents for like 100 gigs or something like that. It's really cheap compared to Apple. Apple's bullshit. It's cheap.
For sure. Compared to Dropbox, it's cheap even.
Yeah, Dropbox is ridiculous, man.
I never looked at the pro rates for any of the other companies like Copy, or I never needed to.
Their copy is expensive too. Box is like one of the most expensive.
Box is not bad, man. I had some really good upload rates from them, but they have the file limit size, so
I don't like Box. It's I don't like their interface too much.
That's gross. I said the same thing about Mega, but Mega lately has actually been really good.
Yeah, the Mega's improved a lot.
Mega, you just have to know that their mobile app is garbage. So, or not garbage. Their mobile site is garbage. So just use desktop view. Works fine.
Yeah, the mobile site is trash. I use desktop view on that one. I use the app though.
Yeah, the app's good too. And it's gotten a lot better at hyperlinking too. Like you click on a link, it'll be like import into the fucking Mega account.
I like this. It's the Google Photos backup app lets you select high quality or original also.
Yeah, original full
But I
resume.
already have my photos uploaded. I don't know if it's gonna re-upload them all or is it gonna like compare them and check, you know?
That's a good question. I just did original, man. It's cool too. It doesn't change the architecture too. Like it will keep, if you use stenography and stuff like that and like hide messages in your photos, you can download them and upload them. So I could share, if we were spies, let's just pretend we can go into spy world. I could use the stenography app, put a secret message into a photo, you select original resolution, upload it, and then share it, and then just use a common hashtag like, fucking whatever. Throwback Thursday. Every Thursday we send a fucking coded message, and you click that picture, download it, and then read it with your stenography app. It will not only work, but it will you can share it too. So you can share that, and then no one would ever know unless they're using the same software.
Right.
And that is unique to fucking Google Plus. Twitter, Facebook, they all change the architecture. They change it to their own format.
Yeah, because they want to do their own little thing, be unique.
Server size.
Well, it says looking for photos. See how long that's gonna take.
And you can make them fucking huge. My friend showed me a way to, I think it was only for PNG. I don't think JPEG worked. But you could make literally hide full files, like RARs, you could hide a movie. So upload a 500 megabyte fucking PNG to Google Plus, and then with a special software, download it and fucking extract files out of it.
Nice. That's nice.
He's a rapper, man.
Yeah, that's cool. Actually, I'm transferring some pictures over. What year is this? 2015.
I'll do it right now. Let's check this out. Stenography 101. I know that there's not many uses for it, but it was pretty cool back in the day.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff you can do, man.
Shit, I need to get an image. Using photos.
I like how I can back up my videos too to Google Photos if I want.
Can use a wallpaper.
Whoops, wrong month, June. Damn you, Google Photos. I'm trying to move stuff around, and it's like, no, you can't move it being in use. Google Photos is like scanning my shit now.
Right?
I'm just moving photos I've taken with my my camera. They're not in the my photo folder. They're like in this render folder I got to take a dump.
Oh shit. Forgot you can do images too.